Hello everybody, how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements from wreaths, swags, things for the home decor, things for your garden decor, things for your business, funeral tributes, weddings and much more. Right, today guys, you wasn't expecting me to do one because Fridays are my busiest day. But I've caught up with everything and I've got 2 hours left before I finish work. So I decided to do a quick video. Well, I say quick, you know what I'm like. And I was watching my dear friend Audrey in Phoenix doing her Christmas vase or vase arrangement, which was beautiful. And she was talking about her daughter's wedding next year. So Audrey, if you're watching, I've sent you an email with some pictures where to find in America some of those dusty blue roses, artificial. So if you can't get, download the picture, just let me know and I'll try and resend them you on a different, like it's JPEG it's sent on. So if not, I'll try and send it you on another one. And I hope that they're the sort of thing you're looking for, my sweetheart. And thank you so much for mentioning my business on your YouTube video. And I will always mention yours, which is Heavenly Scent Cut Flowers. And the lady's name is Audrey. And she's a wonderful lady, guys. Really sweet and charming. So give her a look and see what she does, especially if you're in the States. Right. She's gave me the inspiration to do something for Christmas as well. So thanks, Audrey. So instead of doing something like the Santa's boots, I've been delving into my Christmas boxes. And I've brought some things out and I've got them down here. I've just placed odd bits in a bucket to maybe use on this arrangement. So first of all, I got this out, and guys, it is only plastic. It is very lightweight, as you can hear. There's no weight to it at all, but it will sit straight and you can place any arrangement in it. The legs come out, well, they come apart. You just click them in at the bottom like so, and they will stay in, and that is all. So I cut down 2 pieces of dried foam. I've done one for the top of the sleigh and one for the bottom. So I'm going to have one sat like so and one like that. So it's got a bit higher at the back. And I've wrapped it in wreath wrap and then just fastened the foam with some floral pins or moss pins as we call them, and to sit in. I'm considering gluing that in because it's not in tight and neither is that one. So I don't really want to put any cable ties on because you'll see that underneath. So that's the reason I'm gonna glue it in. I'm considering doing a bow, but just with 2. I've got a checkered one here, which is 40 millimeters, and it is lovely. I've not even used it yet. I can't remember how long I've had it. I've got that many different checkered ones, but I thought, well, let's start with that one. And then I've got one with Santa on it as well. So I'm only going to do just 2 ribbons, and I want to maybe place them and stick it to the back of the sleigh, or maybe to one of the sides. We'll see what it looks like. So that's what we've got there. I'm going to go quickly through our foliage. I've just picked bits out again. I may not use them all, guys. Oh, excuse me here. It's I couldn't be bothered to do anything with it this morning because I washed it and it's so fine, my hair. Once it's been washed, I can't do nothing with it. So I just put it up in a claw clip and left it at that. So if it looks messy, excuse me. Anyway, we've got some fern again with our berries. I thought with it being, you know, flocked as well, that we may place some of those in. I've also got I've only got bits out. I've just grabbed a few stems out of the bunches. Some lamb's ear, we may place some of that in as well. Now I've got some cypress leaves. I may cut these down, they may be too long, but I've got out, I think 7. I think I had 7. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 7 pieces of that. I've got a vine, ivy, so I've just taken off of the vine. I've snipped a piece off like that, pulled all the leaves off and placed them on picks before I started. And these are only smaller ones, and I think they're so cute, the tiny ones. But I thought, let's get some ivy in as well. I've also got some more pine needles in this shape as well. I thought I may place those in, or the others, or a bit of each, and we'll see what it looks like. So we've got those. And then I've also got these tiny pine needles. I brought them on the stems. They come in a packet, and the stem is 3.5 inches long, and that is just how long they are. They're not on a branch, or on a bunch of anything. They just come in a packet, sold separately. A pack of 20, I think they were. I can't remember. So I've just grabbed some of those, with them being small also. And as you know me, guys, conifer, I love it. I thought for our movement and our wispiness, we place in some of that. I've only got 5 out. Again, I'm not going to be placing I may place bits of everything in, or maybe not hardly or not everything. I've got one stem here. Well, I say one stem. I could place that on there. Wonder if I've got another one spare for that one to go on. Or could it go? No. So, well, I've got one stem and one little piece left where I've been chopping away at this stem of my spiky fern. And again, wispy and airy for my wispy bits. So I thought we may add those in for movement. I did also get out one stem of ficus, and I like this one because it's dark green with lime veins in it, if you can see. And I think that one's beautiful. I buy them in a bunch of a pack of 12. So you can get these off Temu as well, guys, if you're looking about going on Temu. And I've also got out some of my ruscus. So, and it comes with stems with several pieces, or nodes as they are called in fresh flowers, coming off of the main stem. You get 5. So I've got those also. Now I've decided to get white berries out, guys, instead of red. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because we have got a lot of red down there. So I didn't want red berries. I thought, let's get white in to set it off a bit more. And hopefully it will look pretty. They're like little snowballs. And I've also, again, I've been chopping at this. Oh no, there's this spare one here that's empty. So I don't need that. So I've got this one where I've got wispy flowers, and they're white at the tips, and they may look a bit like snow's landed on them. So I thought I may put these in also. And I've only taken 3 out of these. I've got some in red, and I find they look very Christmassy with the pine needles. So I thought I could get 3 and maybe place those in. And to use as a floral, I thought, guys, I could use some baby carnations with their own foliage, with a bit of gypsophilia and wildflower, because they may represent snowballs with them being round. So I thought, let's get those in. I was looking at the others, and I thought I've got bigger ones, and then I spotted these again with all the others. I thought, no, let's get the white ones. And I've taken out just 3 small little white Christmas baubles, or ornaments as you call them in America. We call them baubles. So I've got those. That is what I've got in the whites and the greens. Let me just move my cuppa because my husband's come home from work today and brought me a drink. Right, I'll lift the bucket up, guys, because there's a lot of glitter. I've just got odd bits out of the many. I say odd bits, guys. I couldn't make my mind up. Oh, I did get this out, a poinsettia that I've not used yet. I thought that could sit nice at the front or in the centre. I've got yet to open it up, but I thought we could have that. But I did pick things out. I've got mushrooms. I just thought, oh well, I'll get them out anyway. So I've got mushrooms. I've got some candy, or we say sweets, lollipops here. They're all Christmas ornaments or baubles. I've just taken the top off or the bottom and placed picks inside with glue on, just so I can make my own picks. I have got candies, different sorts. I've got some with glitter on as well. Here I've got some, look at these, Santa's Helpers little booties. Aren't they divine? They was also Christmas ornaments. I took the string off the top, placed an hole in the bottom and glued a pick in. Again, I've got some more candy here, just tinsel on it and glitter. So I've got those. I've got Christmas baubles or ornaments, as you say. Oh, look, guys, look what I had to get out. Look. Look at the legs. Isn't she pretty? Oh, isn't she just so pretty? And she's got her husband, look. One of his legs go to the back. I tell you, I've got a thing about getting things with funny legs. One goes off to the left and one turns backwards. So we've got those, Mr. and Mrs. Gingerbread. So with the red floral, I've got some daisies. I've got in here some baby poinsettias, but I think I prefer to put these in with them being sparkly. So I've got those. I've got some other ones as well, just slightly different with more petals on and than the others. So I've got those. Oops. I've also got some... I'm
going to my dad.
Are you then? See you later. Have a good weekend. Love you lots. And I've also got some glittery berry pods as well. There's only 2 of those I found. And I found one of these twiggy bits with little baubles on, or ornaments as well. Oh my gosh, guys, I just grabbed a load. I tried to get out oddments, so I may use the oddments. I found 2 red glittered cypress leaves, and then also, oh no, there's another one in there, and some oddments, you know, with the red glitter. Oh, and I found one of these as well. I just got all the oddments out that I could find, what I'd got left from perhaps last year. Here is a bunch with red berries, but I don't want to use the red berries. There is 3 poinsettias left on this one. So if I decided to use that, then I can. Oh, an empty piece of paper. And then finally I have got some, look at these. I forgot I've got these. Some red glittered eucalyptus. Isn't that pretty? So that's what I've got in here. In this little bucket of mine. So again, that's why the rest of it that we've got is in white. So guys, I'll make my decision as we go along what we're going to use. Let's place the flowers. I think I definitely want to use those. So I'm going to keep those ones out. I don't want to use any, if I'm being honest, any of this candy. Not today. Not these ones anyway. If I use any, I may use one of those, you know, or maybe not any. So I'm placing all these in here so I haven't got to have all the glitter all over my worktop. So that is what I've just got out of some things out of my Christmas box. What's stored away. What's stored away. All I do with these is buy little things like this, and then I snip with my scissors. With my scissors, guys. A little, I hold it like that, snip where the stitching is, and then it gets an awl, and then I just place a pick that I've got spare in my bucket up there. Botty! I'm not saying that Mr. and Mrs. Gingerbread were enjoying that time, but they sure are beautiful. So I thought I may place those on the back of the sleigh. Or maybe Mrs. Gingerbread at the top being a passenger and Mr. Gingerbread at the front. We'll see. So, and then our poinsettia. You see, they come with straight. A lot of people, when they do it, they just open it up. Let me cut that tag off. They just open it up like so. Now, I always say that may be the look that you're after, but because the central point is wired, then if I just move those out of the way so you can see, I lift with my thumb under the center here, lift up, then on the tip, lift up. So it's got a curve, and then it gives it more of a pretty look, in my opinion, guys. So it's like you're making a letter S. So I find them like really pretty when I do them like that. And then you can maneuver them around to how you would like them to sit. Do that one. There's 4 in the center and there's 4 underneath. So where you have your gaps in between the ones on the top, place a big one underneath. Some of the glitter's coming off. And then place a big one here in the center there, in between the ones on the top. And then it's like that. It's got more of a movement on the petals, and that's what I like to see. So I think that looks pretty. Let me just get rid of all this glitter now. That's the reason I've kept the things in the buckets. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me just have a drink because it'll go cold and I'll forget about it. So I just want to get my spatula and I want to place a bit of glue, or use your glue gun. I've not switched it on. I've switched it off this morning after I'd finished with it. Spread a little bit of glue on the bottom. And then stick it in by just placing it down and pushing on it like so. And then this one we will do the same. So we'll get some more glue. I'm just wiping it down I got these spatulas as well off Temu, guys, because I know rubber is fantastic for when you're using glue, because it just peels off when you finish with it. It doesn't stick to the spatula, so you're not forever trying to pick it off. It just comes off in one, and I'll show you shortly for those who've not seen it before. So there is our little Santa's sleigh. So I was on about a little bow. I thought I'd make one. So for those who've new subscribers and are just starting out and have not seen me do a bow, I've got a bow maker. I can make bows by hand, but I do suffer, unfortunately, you know, with arthritis. There's probably many of us do. But don't worry about that, guys. I can still do them by hand, and I still do plenty of them by hand. But especially when I'm having a bad day with my fingers, I've always got my bow maker out. But you know, if I'm being really honest, I find it much easier because your bow maker in the centre here holds all your loops together without you holding them in your hand and your arthritis hurting you while you're unstraining while you're holding them. So I do find it much easier as I go along. But I don't want to do on here a big bow because it's only a small sleigh. So I'm going to do, if I say, let's have a look if that's too big. Yeah, it is. We're going to do a 4-inch tail end. I place it in and put it like so. Again, it's only going to be a small bow. In fact, let me do the Santa one first because it's wider. I have got a spare bit here. I think 2 spare bits I placed on here. But let's see if we can do something with this one. So again, 4-inch. I fold it over in half like so before I place it in, and then I just push it down. I find for me that's easier. It sits, you get a nice pleat in the center when I do that, and then you twist towards yourself like so. So then your pattern is upside down, and then I fold it in half again before I place it in. Some just place it in then do it, but we're gonna go for 4-inch. I think we'll 4-inch. Yeah, 4-inch loops. So if you're doing it on your mat, it becomes 8-inch. You measure out. And then I do it again. And the reason I fold it in half is so it goes in easier, because otherwise, you know, I sometimes can be doing that and then it goes to the bottom and it's turned up. So I like the ribbon to be turning downwards. So another 4-inch. Oh, this is perfect, guys. And there is our other. I'm just doing a small bow. I'm not doing lots of loops. I may use a little bit to do a Santa in the centre. So again, 4-inch. And I've placed the first tail end on your right. So now I'm taking it over to the left. And then we're doing the same. Twist. Let me just twist. I like to make sure that my wire and everything is straight as I twist it. I fold it in half again. You don't have to, whatever suits you, guys. Then down, twist again, so your pattern is upside down on the bottom instead of facing upwards. Let's just measure with the 4 on the bow maker like so. I'm just going to cut that there. So I'll now do a dovetail where I fold it in half and cut diagonally from the corner to the upwards to the folded piece. So I may just get, oh no, I think it may be. So what I want to do with this, I want to get the Santa, if anything. fold it in half. I'm going to cut, I don't need that bit. Well, I'll cut there to start with. So I fold it in half so Santa's on top there. And then I just pinch it together like that. Place it in. And that becomes my centre point. And that is all I'm going to do. So then I've got a cable tie, or you can use floral wire. Just push it under. Thread your cable tie, and then I've not fastened it really tight. If you want, before you take it off, you can manipulate your bow into position so you haven't got to do it while it's in your hand again if you are suffering from arthritis. So I've positioned it like that, and then now I'm going to pull it off. Then I get my cable tie, just pull it round the back, and then I'm going to pull tight because I'm not placing any floral wire or another cable tie through it, or zip tie, whichever you call it, and then snip off the excess. And then the bit in the middle, as you can see what we had, I don't want those showing, so I'll do it one at a time because it is really thick material for the ribbon. Then I cut just at a slight little angle, really close to the cable tie, so when I fluff up the centerpiece it will be hidden like so. So then let me just place those there. As you can see, it's here. If you want to cut it a little bit short, in fact, let's do it a little bit shorter. Then once you do your fluffing up in the centre, you have hid it with your little centerpiece. So I want a bit of Santa down. In fact, I'm going to put one up there. No, we'll keep it down where we've got it. And then just fluff them up. You should always have like the Santa ones opposite each other, like a diagonal, and also the red checkered one. So I'm just going to fluff that. I'm going to cut this, I think, a little bit more because I don't want it dangling too much. And because you can see the Santa's boots there, I don't really like to see that because then it's only half of the actual pattern. So that is then our lovely little bow to sit at the back on our sleigh, like so. And that is what we're going to do. So I'll get my spatula, and again with the glue, it's dried, it's rubber. Look at that, guys. And then just throw it back in your glue pan if you're using a glue pan. They are fabulous for that. And then you've got nothing left on your spatula. That's the reason I buy the rubber ones. Right, let me just get a bit of glue on the back of the bow. I'm going to place it right in the centre. And then I'm going to just push it and stick it on to the back. So I'll just hold it, oops, a moment. Get the glue off my fingers. I will fluff that up a bit more once it's dried properly. So you have that. So we'll let that just dry. So that is all. You don't have to do 2 different bows. You can just keep it as one, you know, one pattern, just this on its own or something, or whichever you like, guys. I just wanted to incorporate it Santa bow so you could tell what, and it'd look nice with it. So that is our bow done. I'm sorry if you can't see me very well. I've tried to bring the camera down so I could zoom in and you could see what I was doing. So let's just see. It's not going to move, I don't think. No. So then again, fluff or position how your bow wishes, or you wish your bow to sit. I like to just make them really round. It's just a personal preference. Really chunky and round. And I do that by widening my fingers and then just pressing down. So I go like that, stretch my fingers and then press on the wire, and then it keeps it round. I usually have the tail ends pointing downwards, guys, but I've got them off to each side because I didn't want them touching the bottom. So there we have our little bow for the back. Right, let's bring all this down here. Oh my good gracious me. Yes, I didn't know I was going to do a video today, but I finished all of my work and I looked at the time and thought, oh, I've got 2 hours and I've got nothing to do. And then I started watching Audrey's video in my workshop with a cup of coffee. And again from Heavenly Scent Cut Flowers in the States. And I thought, oh, Audrey, you've given me the inspiration to do a Christmas thing. So then I haven't finished watching your video, Audrey. Well, I did on the sleigh, the Christmas vase or vase. But then I thought to myself, right, I'm going to get my stuff out now. So that's what I've done. Right, I'm just going to place that there and I'm going to see. Yes, I'm going to place them like that. So he's basically chauffeuring his wife around in the sleigh. So we're going to put a 45-degree angle on the bottom. Let's lift up her woody legs. And we're going to sit her in the top. Now place her in the centre. So she's like that. Oh, I say, I've got weird, there's something weird. I always seem to get these weird legs. And then I'm going to get a husband, and I'm going to look at the camera in a minute to make sure that you can see. Right, we want him about there, so I'm going to cut that much off. So let's lift his legs up as well so he doesn't get glue all over him. And I'm going to place him also in the centre. Let me just take that glue off around so it doesn't stick on anything. She's got her legs apart. Oh, Mrs. Ginger. Oh, is that stuck? Yeah, that's better. So they like that look. Sorry, I just can't help it. She was sat like that earlier. Let me just come and have a look that you can see. Oops, sorry if I've just nudged the camera. Do I please it down a little bit? Yeah. So that is how they're going to sit. Oh, he's got a little white fluff on his nose. Looks like a bogey. Why does his legs not go proper? Yeah, there we go. Okay. They've both got the same facing legs now. Right, do I place that at the back of her, or do I don't know if I want to use it now. Let's get in our foliage. Let's grab it. Let's move the floral out of the way. We've got our ficus as well. So we'll put all that there and keep the floral here, the foliage. So I think I want to place in bits of ficus first, but I'm not going to put big bits in. Let's just have a look. Yeah, they're big enough. And again, because they're just straight on the stem, I'm going to just manipulate it, bend it one way and then back again at the top. So you've got a little curve, so it gives it more of a natural look. Oh, let me turn. We're going to place that like so. Again, do the same on this one. Just give it a swirly stem so it looks like you would if you went outside and looked at your tree or your shrub. Then we'll get another, and I'm going to place one at the back but facing the opposite way, so it's behind Mrs Gingerbread and it's just facing our way. So it's that way at the back. And I'm going to bring some in as well. I may cut actually these ones down smaller. I'm going to place like that. Again, I'll just use all these up anyway, just this one stem. I'm going to bring one out like that. As you can see, the wider part is at the back, as you can see here. I'm bringing it slightly inwards. Like so. We've had a request already, guys, of a lovely lady, Gladys, asking if I could show her how to do a swag. I asked her if she's got any particular colour or season, and the lady, bless her, said if I could do one in fall. So next week we will be doing a fall swag. I love requests. And then we've got one here. What I'm going to put in between Mr Gingerbread here. So if I just so then you've got it like that. I don't need that, it's too small. I can't do nothing with that. So I don't know which one. I think I want to use these instead of the cypress leaves. So I may just place those there. I definitely want in my conifer. And again, I'm going to bring some up here around the back. So I'm just going to place it in at the back and then bend it forward like so. Let's just cut that one a little and do the same on the other side. Move your feet, your little tootsies. I'm going to place one also at the back again. So it's a bit like a fan. You just lean it slightly forward on the ends. Like that. And then I've got two I want to stick. Do I want them coming out here? Let me just turn around. Yes. Cut the stems slightly shorter. And I'm going to place these at an angle. And then bend the centre, because it's only the centre one that's got wire in, and just bend it so it leans over at the front. And I'm placing these quite far back with them being long. I don't want them to go too far forward, because our boundary is the ficus. So there we have that. So let's get in our pine needles. Again, I may bring some out. Oops, I've just pulled that one off. Let's glue it on. My motto is, guys, if it comes off once, it's going to come off again and again. So the best thing is to just glue it on, and then you haven't got to worry. So I'm not sure whether I want to. Do I cut the? I'm going to bring some in from the centre. And when I mean that, I'm going to go here on the bottom level, and I'm going to stick it in the top piece like that, so it just slightly sticks out. These are what do you call them? They've got like spikes on them at the top here. Just under the very bottom of the last pines here. And they're also there to help once they go into your foam to hold in place. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to go in again here, as you can see. And I'm going to bend and do a swirl, and I've got glue on me. So they're coming out from the side also. I'll bring some at the back again like the others, conifer. There. Oh, it's really weird. I couldn't remember what I'd got for my Christmas things in my storage, because they've been in there since the beginning of this year, so I couldn't remember. And I've got 2 pieces left. So do I? I'm going to bring them behind the gingerbread man at the back of him, just coming out. So you've got one either side of him at the back of him. Like so. Let's just bend that one going out a little bit. Oh, they've got lovely little button noses. So we've got that look. I'll tidy the bolt when we've done. And again, we have got our smaller ones. So I've got the smaller ones so I can place them at the front without going, you know, too far forward, and they'll just be enough. So I'm going to place one at this side of his leg. And then one at the other side of his leg as well. Here. And then I'm going to go underneath. Again, don't forget like the little parts that are hidden away or hiding, or you know, like under his legs, or if you had a bow there. Don't forget to do things under there as well, because you have got space where your foam is. So I'm going to bring one in front of Mrs Gingerbread at an angle though. I'm not putting it upright. I'm leaning it so it's coming forward towards the front. Basically to show the movement of the sleigh. With the sleigh going that way, I'm trying to bring the the foliage in and pointing towards the front, so it gives you the movement of which way the sleigh moves, which is forward. If I had it all coming back this way, it looked like it had been windswept and the wind was blowing against it, but it's going forward. I'm going to place one here as well. And again, don't forget around, you know, the sides also. Even though I've placed in, you know, greenery, there's always the sides also. Just give a bit of a bend on them and that movement so you can see. And I'll do them on the opposite side as well. I have to hold on to the sleigh at the bottom. And I'll bring some round the back also. We just turn it. I'll bring it around the bottom at the back where the bow is, so you've got a bit of the pine. It's looking like it's slightly intermingled with the bow. just straighten that up there. So I've done that around the back as well. I've got the odd piece I could put there. Again, I don't want to overload. Or in fact, I'm going to bring one under the conifers. I'll place something else there. So you've got that. I'm not going to put those bits in now. I think I've got plenty. So we've got all of this. Before we carry on, I'm going to place in our red. I've still got the tags on, I've only just realised. Let's take the tags off. Just take 3 out from now. And with the flowers, aren't they pretty? I'm going to put one in front of Mrs Gingerbread. Again, I'm going to push it a bit far down so it's not in her way and we can still get to see her. And I'm going to just lean it slightly over, give it a little bit of a curve again. So if you really think about it, if I'm going to get slightly, well, I won't get slightly technical, but if you think about it, there's your highest point. Now everything else as you're going down has got to stagger. So things in between this gingerbread and this one need to be going down at an angle like that. You place in your floral or your foliage down and stagger it down at an angle. And from him to the tip of this ficus, you do the same. You stagger it down at an angle, your foliage and floral down, so it's coming at an angle like that. Because if you had this here, you know, and then one lower there, it's gonna look unbalanced. So you need to basically bring, if we had this, and I cut this shorter, we'll place one in the front of him as well. And if you can see from the side, it's lower than what he is, and I've brought it down. So it's going down. So I could easily lift this slightly up a bit more. So you've got that stagger, as you can see the diagonal point. And that is how, when you look at it from the front, it's more pleasing to the eyes. So then you could bring some coming out from the side, but again, you stagger these down in height. You don't have this higher up here. You bring that down as well, maybe lower than this one because you're going below it. So it needs to be at a lower height than this flower. So that is what I'll show you. So we're getting one from the side here. So it has to be slightly lower than the one above it. Like that, if you can see. And again, then it looks, it's more pleasing to the eye, and plus then you get to see the eye spots them in all different places. By having one higher, your eye may miss this one and just focus on that. But if you're wanting to make sure that you know everything gets seen, stagger them down in size order till you get to the lowest at the front. Then your eye will spot every individual floral or foliage. If that makes sense, guys, which I'm sure it would to you. And do the same with this one. So I look at the one above the over the other side, turn it towards me, and I sort of like place it in around the same area and at the same height as well. So then you have it like that. So now you can spot it from the front, and you will spot that one, that one, that one, and that one without any being hidden lower. So I have one more, and I could easily place that on a pick and place that just slightly higher than the gingerbread lady, which I think I will do, because then you will get all 5 and it doesn't look odd. Right, I'm going to put, this is got brown stems, so I'm going to place on brown floral tape. So I just put a bit of glue on my pick just to hold it on, the tape on as I place it in, because I have had many experiences where the tape starts to just unpeel. So I do glue it on to start with, and then a piece on at the bottom. And once I've gone down so far, I come back up again for extra little bit of support and strength for the flower. I then tear that, and I've left myself with a bit sticking out. That is where then I will get my glue, bit on my spatula, wipe the glue on the paper or the tape, and then I will keep going and twisting it around until the glue then is holding the last piece of tape. So then I know now that that will not come off at all or start to unpeel. I think things have only got, you know, certain, they could, I don't know, they can perhaps take a certain amount of pressure and then they start to unravel. So I want this one at the back of the gingerbread lady. And I'm going to just slightly bend it as a tip so it's leaning, oops, on her hat. Let's have a look. Oh, it might not even need to lean on her hat. So then you've got that. So you can see your highest point, then the next height, then down, and then down even further. So now your eye will spot every single flower. Again, without any being pushed too far in. You have to try and make that connection with the arrangements to for your customers or family, friends, anybody really, guys. You know, to make the connection with the flowers and also with the customer, and to allow the customers to spot every individual element that you've placed in. So by staggering it, immediately they'll see it. So, do I put some of this a little bit lighter? Yeah, we'll put some lamb's ear in to get a bit of a lighter leaf. I don't want to overdo it with the lamb's ear because it is quite long, but it's floppy. So to me, it's slightly wispy as well. So again, I'm going to go round the side here just to give a bit of that colour of the lighter shade of foliage around the side. Again, I'm keeping within my boundary. That is the furthest point, or the conifer sticking out. I don't want to go any further than that. By placing something out here, then you're going to have to start filling in around here, and it's just going to get wider and wider. So try to keep within a structure and a, you know, your structure or your boundary, so it doesn't go too far out, because then otherwise you'll be filling in with more elements. I just place one here as well. And I'm cutting these quite short. I'm saving these from the picks because I can use those if I do a compact arrangement or something that doesn't need as long as a stem, instead of using a fresh one. And I'm going to place one under the bottom here as well. Again, keeping within my boundary. It's just so it's got a little bit of a light colour along the front. Do the same on this side. And I'm just putting some of the leaves underneath things and bringing like a bit of the ficus over the top as well. So it blends in. So again, I think to have a bit at the top, yeah. Again, I don't want this too much sticking up. So I'm just bringing this in front of our gingerbread lady here. And I'm going to, again, what I've done on one side, I shall do the same on the opposite side. So then that, let me just move over Tootsie. We'll sit like that. So then you get a bit of lighter decoration or foliage, which will bounce off of your red especially. I've got one here again left. I'm going to place that behind the yellow, the red flower. So the red again has got something to bounce from to show the beauty of it. Oops. That's leaning quite a bit. Right, I think, if I'm being honest guys, let me just try and pull this red flower out. Oh gosh, that did stick in well. I'm going to change, after all that, I'm going to change this pick. I'm going to get a thicker one, what's got a bit more strength in it to keep it held upright. But I'm going to do the same process as I did with the thinner pick. Place a bit of glue on, get my floral tape and wrap around and stick it onto the glue at the top, and then slowly come down. I just need something. I'm going to come quite far down because I think I need it not to lean on the head. Let me take that bit off, it's a bit wider. And then once I come down, then I will go back up to the top. Oh, here comes Marley, guys. Oh, Audrey, you was wondering where he was on your video because he's usually with me. He's here. He doesn't go far. If he knows, if he can hear me in here, oh, he's here. And then I'm going to rip a bit off again, tear a little bit off again. Do the same with the glue on the, or use your glue gun if you've got it switched on, which I haven't. Wipe a bit of glue on the floral tape,
and then carry on twisting it around the stem of the daisy, and that will then stick your floral tape on without even peeling off. So I think I've got glue on my finger. There. It's a bit more sturdier. There. Let's just have a look. Needs to bend upwards. You've been eating that. I can smell shrimp on him, guys. I think somebody's been giving him a treat. If it's not tuna, it's shrimp, and if it's not that, it's chicken or lamb treats. Wait, you've had shrimp. Oh, that's strong. So that is what we have now done with our lamb's ear. I haven't got any more. I don't want any more. I can't make my mind up again. I don't know didn't know which ones to place in. Do I place those in, or do I just place the odd? Yeah, we'll place those in. Let's take that off. We'll save that. Place it on a pick. Like so. Again, you get all of these on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 pieces, 8 little bits on the one stem. So I take them off. I use them and take them off individually, unless I'm doing something where I want them as a cluster, and I place picks on. It's just so it goes further and without me having to keep buying bunches of it. I can pick them off individually. Oops, I've dropped one. You've dropped one on the floor, Molly. It's a pity you're not a dog. You could have picked it up for me. Oh, I've dropped another one. Oh my good gracious me. So we're going to, again, just do them. Even if I don't use them all, at least I can place some away for when I do another project. Let's get these two. And this arrangement would look lovely, you know, in your window, on a cabinet, on your table, coffee table, on your mantle for Christmas, at the bottom where your fire is, your open fire if you have one, or maybe at the top of your stairs on a little table, you know, anything like that really. So let's just place that over there. So with these being wispy as well, there's going to give movement to our arrangement. So I'm going to bring some up at the back. Just move a tootsie again. As you can see, I'm bringing it here. going to in fact, I'm going to lean that coming out at the back. So let's reposition it. Like so. And then I've got all of these. Again, I'm staggering them. Some I don't mind with wispy bits, you know, because then it adds the movement to your arrangements. And again, what I do on one side, I will do the opposite. I can see you looking. I know you are wanting to play with these because they're wispy. And just coming out at the front from the flower. Again, that little bit of movement. Under here. And I'm going to place one behind the gingerbread man like the gingerbread lady, but I'm not going to have it sticking up too far. Let's push it in a little bit more. There we have it. Then I've got one left where I'm going to cut shorter, and I'm going to place that at the front. Let's just go in there. Like so. So you have that look. Doesn't that look nice and wispy? Movement. I have our ivy. I'm going to place those in as well. Oh, Marley, I can't see when you're here. As much as I love you being with me, working, you do half get in the way. Let's just have a look at these. I've only taken 3 out. Oh, some poinsettias on the floor, Marley. That's your fault. What do I? I'm going to bring these actually. Again, always try and position things before you place them in. So then you can get a better idea of what it may look like. If I just place that. Oh, I can smell that shrimp. Just something like that as your triangular piece. There's the point, because the reason I've put the single one here is because, like I say, we are going, it's more like an asymmetrical shape at the same time as being a symmetrical, depending on which angle it's at. If you put it from the side, it's an asymmetrical shape. If you've got it placing forward towards yourself and then it's going down into that point like a symmetrical shape. So it's a bit of both. So that's the reason I placed that one there, because it's going down towards the point. And that is the point. So I think I'm going to place those in. They do look very Christmassy. I do quite like them. So we'll bring that. Oh my gosh, Marley, you smell That shrimp is horrid. I don't like fish. Ugh. I think the only thing I will eat if it's fish. Oops. Hang on, guys. My pine needles have come off. Is tuna and prawns. That's it. I can't eat any other fish. I find it very bland. No taste. And I don't really like the texture. So we're going to bring that there. Just put a little bit of a tilt on it because I don't want it to be higher than the flower behind. Again, staggering it down. Look how it looks. Sometimes you look sorry for yourself. I'm going to cut that one a little bit shorter. So then you have that doing that. I'm just wondering if I'm going to be placing anything else in there. I don't know. We've got our Christmas ornaments. Again, we've got the white up here, down here. So I want to also incorporate the white up here. So I'll use the bauble. Stop it. How can you be scratching and fleeing? You get fleed every 4 weeks without fail. Don't. Why does he have to settle, guys? Right where I work. I'm placing the white here. And then, do I? Something tells me to bring it to the front because it'll be hidden there. So let's see. Let's see. Just above. Wants to go in a little bit more. Oh my gosh, I think I've hit a. Have I? No. So we've done that. I don't think I need these, or do I? I keep looking. I like them because they're frosty look. Something's telling me yes. I'm not going to use those berries because we've got the other berries. So we'll place those there. Let me just see with the wispy flowers. That's I don't know. And I definitely want in some of our carnations. Yeah, and our beads. So we're going to place in, let's just see. You see, Molly, I can't work. I'm going to place in, before we carry on, some of my ivy. And it's all different sizes. Oh, I keep picking the small ones out. Oh, there's 2 different sizes. So I'm just going to be scattering these around in no particular order. This is just a filler. As you know, ivy grows everywhere. So hence the reason I'm scattering it about, because it has grown throughout all of the pine and attached itself in every direction. So again, that gives it that natural feel, because that is what ivy and, you know, things like that do. So we're going to start, and I'm not choosing like the bigger leaf to the smaller. I'm just, whatever I pick up, I will place in. And just to have a little bit of a fuller leaf, does help, instead of like we've got all the spiky pointed leaves. Just by placing in something with a bit more of a solid leaf adds that texture and makes it look lovely. So we've gone there, and I'm going to place one here. Again, I'm doing it, staggering it, even with the foliage, because I don't want this foliage with and a bit of a solid leaf pointing higher than the others, or sitting higher than the others, should I say. So then we'll place one on this side. I've got a ficus leaf in the way. Again, it's higher than that, but it's not higher than that. So if you keep that in mind, then you're at a win-win. I'm going to go right under here and bring one forward, just under there. So I'm going to cut the stems slightly longer as I go further to the back for the height again, because we're staggering. So we want it at least around the height of the flower. And if I just turn this way a moment. And if you want to just bend the stem slightly, you know, that's fine. I think I want one behind that flower at the front. Like so. Oops, that was stuck. Excuse me. And then I'm bringing some at the back as well, so you get that nice ivy look at the back. But I'm also bringing some of it, you know, down a little bit, not as high as some of the other foliage at the back. And that might be different to what I've just been telling you, but this is like a fillet at the back, and I don't want it any higher. I want to keep this gap around here, so I don't want to be placing them up here, because then I'm going to have to start filling in all around here. So these are just bits at the back, because, you know, to give that extra different texture, and also just to add in a bit of depth at the back. And then, excuse me, then don't forget as well, bring some, oh my goodness, bring some from the side view as well, and just slightly bend it again, going inwards as though it's, you know, moving off to the point at the front. Again, the ivy grows all the way around, and it intermingles with anything and everything. So bring some off from the sides. I feel like I'm limited for space, guys, because of my cat. And as you place in it at the back, if you're placing some at the back, don't bring it in as far like you have here. Bring it slightly further out because we're doing that triangular shape. So here is your widest point. So bring your ivy slightly further out than what it is at the front like that. Just bring it slightly more out to define that shape and structure of your arrangement. Like I've left that one out at the back there. And I'll do the same with one on this side. Just make sure what's going on a little bit. So that is with, oh, I've got one more here. Let's get this piece what's only got one leaf on and place it around the back just to fill in that bit. So let me just get rid of all these end bits of wire because we don't need them. There's the leaf. It's snapped off. So doesn't that look pretty? Nice and Christmassy. So I want to place in our, just a few. I'm thinking just about 3 berries. I don't think I need more than 3. See, they're on paperback. So pull that off. Take the paper off because we don't want to be seeing any paper. And that's left with the wire. That's good. And them ones are done. So again, because they are quite, this has got 2 on. How many has the others got? 1. Right. So because that's got 2 on, do I bring that in the centre? Yes. So we're going to place this behind our gingerbread man as well. But this again will be lower. And it's more of a filler. Just an extra little bit of colour, and I've spread it so one piece goes there and one piece goes there, and it's lower than the flowers. So then these, I think I need these here to bring them up there. So let's just get those in. Again, look at the height. And it has to be higher than the flower, the red flower in the centre, but not as high as the gingerbread lady. So you're always checking between the highest one and the one in front of it for the height. So if you want to go in between, then you have to look at those 2 heights and then go in between of those. And then if I just place this one on this side as well, then face it me and look, and so I can see the height. I'm going to bend them slightly because again I don't want them turning too much up. I think I do need something actually here, but not something big. I've dropped a leaf. Where's those other ones I had? Have I put them back? One moment, guys. Yeah, let me get 2 of those. Or maybe I'll get 3 to be on the safe side. Three of the cypress leaves. Or, oh, they do look nice. Let's not forget our buckets. I've got these, haven't I? Yeah, it'll be those. Let's get those in. Oh my goodness, Marley, oh, please move down to the bottom. Look, you've got lots of room. You've got about two and a half, 3 foot there to lie down. Sort of sneaking in this little gap. So I'm going to place these going off to one side from the daisy. But again, I'm staggering it. I'm bringing it just down from the length, from the height of the daisy. I can just lean it slightly forward. So as you can see, I brought it just slightly down. I just like so. So this is going down that way. Again, spread it open. Again, so it's not going to be as high as the daisy. So let's just see what that looks like from the front. Let's spread that one a little bit. And spread that. That needs to go back a little. But I still think this is bothering me. What could I put there? I don't really want to be using like the candy things. I may just lean it upwards like that with one of those. Because it's quite not sitting correctly. So if I wonder if that will help it, or if it still pushes this one down, because it is quite weighty. I think I still need something around here. Let's just have a look. In fact, I'll just place it in between half of that, I think. Do I? Oops. I don't know. I quite like those without anything behind. We'll see as we go and carry on. Nearer to the end, I'll be able to make my mind up more. That lamb's ear was irritating me. Right. Just trying to undo the band. I do put these on quite tight, guys. Put that one there, Mo. You're going to move your body, please. Thank you. Not in front of the camera. Silly boy. He's leaving his cat fur around. Right, I'm not going to, again, these are push-ups, but I'm not going to place too many of these in. But I wanted them to act like snowballs. I should have got my billy buttons out. They're more like snowballs. But I want some of these coming out from the side. under the red, because we've got the white here, so I need to be bringing some white up this side as well, underneath the red flower. And do I need one or two maybe at the back, or one in between there? So as you can see, I've got them here, because what I tend to you know, I mean, everybody's different with the way they design, but if I have a darker coloured flower, then I always like to attach like a lighter shade, whether it be white, a baby pink, or lilac, or whichever colour I'm doing anyway, as long as it's lighter. But I preferably like to go with the white. I like to bring the white or ivory or cream against it, so then the darker flower can bounce off. And by me placing that there, that is more noticeable than me not having it there. It looks like it's lonely. It's got no colour under here. Everything else around the front's got colour around the bottom, and the only thing is, and the colour up here at the sides, but nothing on the sides here is under the red flower. So by you taking something white or lighter in colour or shade, then that will then bring that alive and look more like it's balanced out. So we're going to place in some of our baby carnations under the flower, the red one. And I've not gone out too much. I'm keeping again within that structure where it's going, leaning in towards a point. And so that is what I'm doing, because that is the style that we are doing. Stop scratching. Oh, you can be irritating. You're dropping all your fleas on me. I don't know, you shouldn't really have any. But we'll do the same on this side. Again, by placing this, if I can see, under here. Again, not coming too far out. Just turn it around a bit. Can't feel which one's the stem of it now. Go on. Honest guys, as much as I love my cat, when he starts, I treat him for every 4 weeks with fleas, ticks and things like that, worm him. And it doesn't matter, the day after he's been wormed or fleed, he'll still be scratching himself or biting himself like he's got a flea there. And the noise he makes when he does it, it's like he's slopping his chops. And that is a noise I detest. You know, when somebody's eating and they're like, mwah, 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 that's what it sounds like. And honestly, it goes through me. When my kids tried doing it when they were younger, it's bad manners, you know, to slop your chops. I was brought up that way. And for him to do it, because it goes through me, oh, it's so horrible. So I have to basically tell him to go, because I can't bide it. It's horrible. Right, with these I'm going to bring, it's not that I'm being cruel to him, guys. He's very spoiled. It's just that I can't be doing with the sound. So I'm going to bring these at the front, but push them in. Just like I have there. My sons laugh at me because I think, because it goes through me, that noise. So I'm like, well, wait till you have children and they start doing it. Whenever that may be. Because none of them have got girlfriends. Now, anyway. So, we have our carnations at the front. Now, if you can look, you may think that we are missing something around this area in colour. So you could either place more carnations if you want under the berries here, or you could place something in wispy with something white on, or a calla lily. Oh, calla lilies. I didn't want to get a calla lily out. I'm going to place the wispiness in. I don't want no more carnations. So we'll place those on the floor as well. So we'll take a couple of these off, or maybe more. Who knows? Oops, something's come off of one at the top there. So let's glue that on. It's like a bud, what's in the centre, what stops all the rest of them coming off the stem. So we've glued that on so that one doesn't come off. So let's take two for now. And these are push-ups, which is fabulous. Let me cut that because that's got plastic on the end, what I don't like. And I'm going to just slightly, with these, bend them because I want that shape, as you can see here, the wider point. So I want that shape to come out to fill in this gap and this gap here on either side. Because from the back, I can see just two plain, two gaps what needs something in it. So by me placing this in now, from the back, that looks much more pleasing to me, and it looks like I've balanced it out and I've rectified the situation where I've had that gap. Let's just have a look. Bring that one in a little bit more. Oh, it's caught. Let's lift that up. Now I can see another gap under. If you look, when you look at it, you look here, there's something, it's nice and around here filled in, but there's just something under there. So you could, oh, I found another ivy. Let's just grab that and place that in at the back as well. So you could then get something slightly bushy like that. So then by placing that in, look, you filled it in. Because if I'm going to show it you from the back, can you see here, around here it's empty and around here. So by just placing something bushy in underneath these white flowers, then it fills that space. So if you see me do it from the front, by placing that in, it's filled this area here. So I'm not going to cut this piece, and I'm just going to place that, and it's lower, it's not sticking, further out than what I want it to. I'm keeping it lower than the white little flowers because I'm using it like a filler. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite side as well. Just by going under there, I've filled in that, and then now you look at it from the back and that looks more pleasing and more full to the eye. I'm not so sure about this, it's sticking up. I'm going to shorten it. It's just not sitting like the other one. Let's move Mrs. Oops, the daisy. So even from the front as well, that looks much better. So then if you want to place another bit of wispy floral in, let's see, I wouldn't place too many in. Then I place it there, because by looking at it, once I take this away, you'll see it won't be that high, it will be leaning forward like so. But look here again, there's like a hole where it dips in and there's nothing filling that area. So we'll pull that up to the top again because they are push-ups, and I'm going to place this at an angle and push it in. Oops, a daisy. Let's do the other one. Now I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. I'm just going to look where it's around here. Just turn that leaf, that's better. And again, I don't mind the odd bits sticking out, as I say, guys, especially when they're airy and wispy, because that isn't the true, the actual boundary, you know, the structure of the boundary. They just wispy bits adding extra interest. Let's just, right, that hasn't got a bud on the top, so I'll bend that over so it doesn't make a U bend so they can't come off. I'm going to cut these shorter because these will then come, you know, I don't want them. Yeah, and I'll bring, excuse me, I'm going to bring these to the side again, leaning, I'm placing it in at an angle. No, 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 no. You're not coming on my knee, just so you can settle down to sleep. So as you can see, I brought those to the front also. So we've got our red in. I feel, because we've got a red here, you know, in foliage, I need to bring the odd red foliage around the front, because if you look, it's the main red is mainly going off at the back, at the top. So let's get these bits of ornaments that I've picked out. If I can get them all out without them going everywhere. And bringing everything else out with it. So we really need something that's smaller. Oh, what's that? Oh no, that's bigger. What's that then? See, I can't remember what's in here. I just saw them all bunched up together. So if I can just take that band off. What are these? I've got another little one there. See, these are too long to be placed in, so I don't want, there's 3 of those as well. So I don't want those in. I don't want any of these wispy bits in with the balls on. I have the cypress leaves. I could bring those. How many of those have I got in? 3. Now this is the ruscus as well. I wonder if I can place. I may place that. I'm going to cut that one off. So then I've got another spare one, 2 little ones. And I'm going to bring this one with in a point with the highest bit underneath at the front. So it's got that point, like I say, we're going into the point. So this will also help to shape, you know, give that shape. Just by bringing that little bit down. There, and then I've got these. Because we do really need to be bringing things red as well, again from the top down to the bottom to balance it. And because there's only red foliage up there, there's none around here. So by just even bringing one piece on either side from the side will then balance it out. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get one of these as well. I'll put that in first so I can see it's got to go around here, because that's where it's in need of that red foliage. And I will show you in a second. If I can bend that back. And then I'll do the same on the opposite side. Under here. I don't know where to hold now. And you'll see what I mean. Let me just place these in as well. Again, they need to not be as far out. I think that may need to have a bit of a pick on it. Let's have a look. It's got a white. Stem, so we'll just get a bit of glue because there's not a lot of stem on this, and then place on the white tape as well. Then go back up. Get a bit of glue on my spatula, or use your glue gun, and then just carry on taking it around so it sticks on. So that, now I've got a piece. So I'll bring that one in as well. So now if you look at it from the front, now you will see the red here, here and here in the foliage. So then that becomes more of a balanced look. I could easily, because these are wispy, bring these, just two of these out. I don't want that one with the fern. Mind you, two have got fern on and one hasn't. So with the fern ones, I could easily bring those out here. Or maybe around that area. Let's have a look. Just behind here where we've got nothing, because we've got the top part with the red, then it jumps right to the centre. So from the top to the centre of the red foliage, there's nothing in between red foliage. So again, that is where you balance it out by placing another piece of red in between. So we're going to do that. I've noticed that, what's this got on it? This one's got more on it. So what's that? I'm going to take this off because the slide off. I'll place that onto that one. So then it's exactly the same as that one. That one just had a little bit too much on it. So we don't want that one either. I'm not going to use that or those. So, no, stay there. No, go. Molly. So we'll place those there. I don't want those anymore. And I don't want those. So with these again, and plus they've got this wispy bit that just hangs. It's quite heavy, this. So it will just hang lovely without it being sticking out too far here. It's drooping down. So that will give it a lovely effect. I'm cutting the stem shorter than I need to, but than I want, because it's so long. So in between here and that, I need some red sparkly foliage. And you'll see in a moment what I mean. Then it balances it out all with the red. Again, I don't mind with the odd wispy bits hanging out further. I may actually just chop that bit because I don't want it to hang in too much. Just intermingle it with other foliage as well. And I'll do the same with this one. And I will then turn it around. I just need to have it facing me, guys, so I can see where I need to place it. Again, I'm going to chop that one a little bit because it's a bit too long. And I'm going to intermingle . Let's bring one of those up. So now you will agree. Now all the red down the side is all balanced. Doesn't that look wonderful? Let me just fluff up our bow again. Oh gosh, I'm covered in glitter. So let's just have a look. Yeah, so now you can see how it's wider here and it's subtly, not a quick sharp inwards, it's subtly moving inwards. Instead of here and then dip point, it's slowly rounded off like a teardrop shape to a point without any sharp you know, movement in it. It's, you know, so it's soft movement and subtle into, you know, leading into that point. Let me just get rid of this. Blue. So I think I'm not going to do any more, guys, because it, mind you, I've got a little bit there that I can put some of these in. Just where I'll put these last few in, the gingerbread man's legs are. Oh, don't you just hate rubber bands when they just attach themselves to everything? Right, how many have I got? 4. So I'll stick these. I can get some. 1. 2, and then plus these 2 on the opposite side as well. 3. And 4. So there we have our unexpected video for today, guys. Thanks to my dear friend Audrey for giving me the inspiration, and plus with me finishing her work early as well. So that is our lovely project, Santa's sleigh, that would go lovely again on any cabinet, table, dining table, coffee table, at the bottom of your fire, the mantle, top of the stairs, even in your bedrooms, you know, or in your study, wherever, or even in your, even if you've got a nice workshop outside and you work from home as well, you know, it would be something nice to have in your workshop while you're working, or even at work in your office. Just a little something to represent Christmas. Oh my gosh, there's glitter everywhere. I'll have to get the desk hoover. I've got a little desk hoover. It picks it up. Marley's not really fond of it. It's just a little thing like this. I got it off Amazon. Got batteries in. You charge it, not batteries in, sorry. You charge it up with a USB. And you just, and it just picks everything up. A lady, one of my subscribers told me to get one. Oh, and it's the best thing she's ever, you know, I've been asked to do. But Marley doesn't really like it. It's just, I don't know if you can see, but he's watching. The closer I get to him, he'll probably run off. It's just to pick the glitter up, because it's going all over me. So if I just move that forward a moment. Sorry guys. Again, you can get these off Amazon. Just charge it with your USB. Instead of getting a little hand brush, this will do it for you. And then you just switch it off when you've finished. Just like that. It's like magic. So, again, I hope you enjoyed today. You'll all be surprised, I guess, when you see me pop up with a video. If you have notifications. But it'll be a nice surprise. Again, it's only because I've done all my work. And then I was watching my dear friend Audrey in Phoenix. In a town called Phoenix in, is it New York, I think she said. And that gave me the inspiration. So there we have it. So again, you could sit this on your table, cabinet or anything, front facing like that. Because if you want to look at it as a front facing, there is your front facing. But then at the same time, if you want to look at it as an asymmetrical shape, which is basically higher at one point and then lower at the other, you can turn it like so to give you that asymmetrical shape, and then have that sitting like that on, you know, your mantle or your office desk again, anything like that, coffee table or whatever position you want it in while you are, you know, in your house where it fits best. Then you've got a choice of two ways, asymmetrical or symmetrical. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I sure did. Thanks to my dear friend Audrey. I tell you, I feel like even though she lives in the States, I feel like she's in the room with me all the time because I'm constantly watching her videos and she watches mine. So I feel like we're together. If that might not make sense to some guys, but it's quite a nice feeling. You know, again, she's a lovely lady, and check her videos out, guys. She's from Heavenly Scent Cut Flowers, and she's got some cracking, lovely arrangements she's done. Really has. She's really come far, you know, in her creative designs. I think she's a wonderful lady. I love her to bits. So I thought we'd end up definitely end the week now. So I can go off have a relaxing weekend knowing I've done this, because when it came into my head, I was itching to start it straight away. So I thought, why not? Instead of waiting till Monday, why not? I've got 2 hours spare. So I've just made it in time. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. So please subscribe, share and like to the world, to everybody who you can think of, to the universe, to the globe, to other planets if you know anybody on there. Whoever. Sorry guys, I can be silly. But have a wonderful weekend, guys, truly. You know, take care. And Sandra, I'm always thinking of you, darling. Take care. And I miss your chats, you know, your private emails, so I may send you a quick one to see how you are. And again, have a wonderful time doing something like this if you decide to do something like this in reds and whites. And it was Audrey who gave me the idea in reds and whites, because she was doing reds and whites. So thanks, Audrey. You're a dear friend. I appreciate it. So all the best for the weekend, guys. Take care. Good health. God bless. And I love you all. Keep your comments coming. Bye for now. Bye. Oh, a 2-hour video. That's probably because I've been chatting. Oh well, nothing out of the ordinary. So there you have Mr. Gingerbread. Isn't he cute? And then Mrs Gingerbread with a little poncho on low. Oh, isn't that sweet? Then you have your lovely glittery daisies with your glittery buds, and also your wispy bits of fern, and you know, there. Then you have your cypress leaves at the bottom here in the glitter, and then you also have these. I don't know what they are, whether it's a fern or a ruscus, guys. I'm not quite sure, but those. Look at those flowers, don't they sparkle? And then you have these here, which I thought looked quite Christmassy. And with your baby carnations, your ficus, your spiky fern. Oh, and your ivy there, look, just there. Your lamb's ear, you know, just under there. Your conifer here, my favourite. And your pine needles. And some flocked ruscus and your little white flowers as well. So again, oh, I know your baubles. Don't forget the bauble. Or ornaments, you guys call them in the States. So again, guys, I hope you had a wonderful time. And it's inspired you, like Audrey did, to inspire me to do a Christmas theme in reds and whites. So take care, everybody. Have a grand weekend. I'll miss you over the weekend, but I'll be back Monday. All the best, guys. Bye for now.